The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everybody. What's going on? This is Kyle Bazzi, president here at Marketfy.com. I am so excited for today and this week. We have so many traders with us tonight, and over the course of this week, over 2,400 people registered, 2,400 traders registered for our education week here at Marketfy. Our education week is going to be going on today through Thursday. Each webinar is going to be an hour long at the same time. We have four amazing traders. We call them Marketfy Mavens that will be presenting. Today we have Lucci, Anand Lucci with Lucci.com. You can see on the slide today that he's going to be talking about turning a losing trade into a winning lesson. This is the most important topic as a trader, and that is discipline. And really cool examples. Lucci is an amazing guy, a good friend of mine. I've known him for over a year now. And he's going to go into an example. You can see below it says how losing 400 grand in a trade made me a millionaire. So everybody buckle in. It's going to be a really great time today. But before I get to that, I would like to, again, welcome everyone. Marketfy is presenting this education series through a lot of our partners. We're really grateful for the everyone coming in today and all the people we work with. Like I said, the Psychology of Trading by Lucci will be your presentation today. Tuesday at 4:30, we have Using Candlesticks to Trade Wedge and Flag Pattern Breakdowns by Serge Berger. Wednesday at 4:30 Eastern Time, we have How to Pick Credit Spread Levels by Nick Shaheen. And Thursday at 4:30, we have What You Need to Know to Make Big Pips by Scott Barkley from ProArc Traders. Okay, so make sure you, everybody, you will get emails of all of those. So you don't have to worry about finding a link anywhere. We'll get that to you. As well as today's webinar will be recorded and sent out to everybody at the end of the presentation tonight. Real quick before I dive into Lucci, I also want to explain what Marketfy is. Again, I'm the president here. We were started by our parent company, Benzinga.com, which is a major financial media company. And Marketfy is the only store for the web's best trading courses, newsletters, and chat rooms. What we saw was a internet that was broken. It had a ton of snake oil salesmen, a ton of scams, a ton of turn 4 grand into 4 million overnight type promises, and we came along to stop that. At Benzinga, we've been in the industry for a long time. We're partnered with everybody from TD Ameritrade to Lightspeed to Microsoft to Google Finance, and we knew the good guys in the industry. So what we did was built a platform where these educators and these expert traders, which we call Mavens, could come along, build their product and their business on our technology, and then we vet them out for you. So the 2,400 of you that registered tonight can have the security and the transparency of knowing that these products are real, they are vetted. We go through extensive research and time to make sure that these products and these people are not only good, but they actually care about helping you make money. And Lucci is by far one of the best options educators in this world. And trust me when I say I've seen a lot of them. I've had calls with over thousands of people that run product. Lucci and his team are some of the best, okay? So Marketfy is guaranteed to you. All products on here are audited and verified. If it's on Marketfy, it's going to make you a better trader. Now the only question is, which product's right for you, okay? Some of the products like Lucci today are more day trading. They're much more advanced. Even though they help the beginners become advanced, that's the type of stuff they're teaching you. And some of the other stuff is, more for beginners and different asset classes. So really excited to have everyone here tonight. But what I want to do now is jump into who Lucci is. And I'm going to introduce him in just a moment. But what he always fails to do is tell you guys, how amazing he is. He used to be the head trader at PTG, Proprietary Trading Group, and then WTS, Proprietary Trading Group. WTS is one of the, or if not, I believe, and maybe Lucci can correct me, the biggest proprietary trading firm in the country. All right. So this guy has been through it all. He's been the head trader there. He knows the markets. At 25 years old, he made over $2.4 million on a $50,000 account. Let me say that again, 2.4 million and 50K. These are the strategies that they teach. These are the strategies that they use. He's made over $1 million in 2013 alone. Okay, so it's not just 1 year he got lucky. It's consistency. What I think, in my opinion, and I've seen a lot of educators, he's taught thousands of traders, over 1,000 traders. He has taught. Now, I'm not talking just, what is a put or what is a call. He has taught his strategy, and he has taught and demonstrated to them the discipline and the psychology of what it takes to make money when you're trading, especially day trading options like they do, okay? And if you haven't already, check out his Twitter. It's at Lucci. Now, he's got over 5,000 followers. I know people might have a lot more, but you got to check out the conversations they have on there. These guys are fantastic in their communication. They are fantastic with their students, and you'll be able to see that, right? I want you to check out his Twitter because you can actually verify this guy yourself as well, okay? All right, one more slide, Luch. I know you're getting anxious, and I know nobody else wants to hear me yap up here. The cool thing about Lucci is you don't just get one guy either, because he's trading all day. You get an entire team, not even just the Marketfy team, but the rest of the Lucci team, which is Peter Zhang, Zach, the young buck Musso, a good friend of mine, and then Charlie Bathgate. Cool thing about the team is they all have their own expertise. They're all educators, and then you also have Charlie, who's handling the operations and stuff. So you don't have to worry about am I going to get a call back from these guys, or are they too busy trading? Why are they going to help me right now? You have an entire team at your back, and we're going to go over that just a little bit more in a little bit. Now, Lucci themselves, you can find these guys on the internet. They contribute to my parent site, Benzinga, which I'm also the president of, and I syndicate their content to huge companies that love their options expertise. They are one of very few contributors to the CBOE, the Chicago Board of Options Exchange. So these guys are teaching it, but they're also working with the guys at this exchange, which is phenomenal. And then they also work with really, really great active trader brokerages like Lightspeed that actually they'll go in and do webinars with them and actually teach their traders as well. So these guys are legit. These guys have been around in the industry, and what they're about to show you tonight is by far and large. Let me tell you one little story before we get started. When I started Marketfy a year ago, and we started Benzinga several years ago, I've done hundreds of surveys, and I have tens of thousands of traders that have told me what they need to trade better. The number one issue they have, it's not even close, is discipline. The psychology of a trader is one of the most important things to be a successful trader, okay? You have to nail that. Every strategy makes and loses money. It's the person, the trader, it's you sitting at your computer watching this, hoping that the Lucci and Marketfy team can help me become a profitable trader. It is you that is it defines the equation of whether you are successful or whether you're not, okay? What Lucci is going to show you in his past experience, and not only that, the students that he's helped do this is amazing, okay? Without any further ado, I do wish to bring on the man of the hour, Mr. Lucci. What's happening, brother?
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you. I appreciate the kind words, my man.
Yeah, you tell everybody what I was doing at 11 o'clock last night. Was I not on the phone with you, getting you pumped up, yelling at you, getting everything ready for today?
Yes, yes. Kyle was as pumped up as he is this morning. I think he's even more so this morning, this afternoon too.
All right, Luch, floor is yours, baby.
All right, man. All right. So basically, guys, what we're going to talk about today is losses, is the psychology of losses, and some of the things that you really have to consider and think about as you progress in your sort of trading career. And there's a lot of misconceptions out there on losses and how you should sort of react to some of these things. So let me tell you guys a little story first before we talk about the agenda here, just to give you a little backdrop on what has happened to me so far this year. Kyle, can I share screen here, my man?
Yeah, let me shoot this over to you.
Okay, that'd be great.
All right. All right, Luch, it's coming your way right now.
All right.
All right, you got it.
Awesome. All right. Okay, everybody. Kyle, can you see the screen okay?
We got it.
Okay, great. So what I want to do, guys, is show you a P&L sort of snapshot of my year thus far. And basically, you're seeing all the stocks that I trade currently and on a daily basis. and then you'll see total profit and loss for the year thus far. It's August right now, and we're up about, I want to say about 1.1 mil. Now, this number looked a lot better before the beginning of August. And what happened was I was up around 1.8, I want to say around 1.7, 1.8 million. And I went on a bit of a losing spree. I took some really big losing trades, considerable size, simply because I was trying to size up, take some bigger positions and really challenge myself as a trader to get to the next level. And so the lesson here is that everybody takes losses, guys. Everybody takes losses, but nobody wants to talk about them. And on Twitter, I would consider myself one of the only traders that really openly discusses losses and throws out his losses on a daily basis, no matter how bad, embarrassing, or whatever they might seem, simply because I have accepted the losses as a part of doing business. And that's kind of where you guys have to come around to now as well. So let's go into the agenda here for the day. So the two ways, Kyle, if you want to take the screen back over, so we can take a look at the PowerPoint. So the two ways, guys, you approach losses that sort of you're killing your account here is number one is there's sort of that big common misconception on accepting them as a part of doing business. So you guys got to think about like a VC fund that invests sort of in college tech startups, right? So, let's say they throw 10 grand at each one of these programs, right? And maybe they throw 10 grand at 10 or 20 of these programs. I mean, do you think they expect to hit every single one of these programs? Obviously not. They're going to take a 10 grand loss on several of them, and one of them is going to hit nicely, and that's how they're going to go ahead and make their money. So as a career, if you're going to take up trading as a career, you must accept losses as a part of doing business. Now, there's plenty of systems out there that are sort of praising that they take zero losses, and they take, or they're very good with their drawdowns and all that kind of stuff, and very methodical. We're going to talk about that in a second. And although they do exist, it really depends, number one, on the strategy that you're going to take, whether you want to trade penny stocks, whether you want to trade options, whatever it is that you really want to trade, your losses are going to vary per your strategy, obviously with the risk that you're taking. But at the end of the day, losses are literally a cost of doing business. And if you can't escape that, or if you can't accept that, that's going to be one of the sort of reasons for your inevitable downfall, I should say. Simply because you're not going to know how to react or how to deal with taking a loser like that, okay? And that goes into the second way that most people approach losers. They look at it from a negative perspective, right? So all of a sudden, let's say you take this ridiculous loser, and I'll give you an example. I was short Priceline, I think it was about a couple weeks ago, and I lost $400,000 in Priceline. I lost $400,000 on a short, and coincidentally I was up maybe like 100 and change on the actual position. Didn't take the gains, and then ended up taking a loss for $400,000. Okay, and we're going to talk about a couple of these losers as I show my platform, just so you can really see why I did what I did, and then we can sort of weave in the psychological lessons here. But that's the second takeaway here, is that most people look at losses from a negative perspective. And I understand, guys. I mean, losses hurt. They hurt. I mean, imagine what would happen. Imagine, put yourself in my shoes. You lose $400,000. I mean, how are you going to feel? Let's be real about this. Obviously, emotions are going to be flying high, but it's about how you look at that loss going forward. And it's about how you use that loss to, understand your strategy a little bit better, maybe refine some things that you could work on, and then find actionable things, to really make your strategy as good as it possibly can be. Okay. And the second thing we're going to talk about is analyzing losing trades to find actionable ways to adjust your strategies. One of the things that I did at these prop firms for such a long time was tape reading. And again, tape reading is something that we delve into hardcore for our comprehensive course. And Kyle is going to tell you all about that once we close out. And tape reading is something that, again, not a lot of people do these days. And it's really about analyzing price action. That's it. It's about analyzing bid and ask. It's really about understanding the players involved in the market. So understanding how hedge funds get into large positions, understanding the footprints they make on the tape will allow you to sort of adjust your strategies a lot quicker than some of these other technical analysis strategies out there. So one of the ways that I analyze a losing trade is to go back on the tape, see what I did wrong, see where the momentum shifted or see where everything turned, and then really go at it from the root, okay? And then also analyzing your emotions as you're in those trades. So you kind of have to have an out-of-body experience, so to speak. So if you're sitting there feeling horrible about that loss and feeling that you can never come back from it, or you've done too much damage to come back for it and you got to give up, these are some of the things that you need to realize about your own mind, that you can sort of adjust habits and ways of looking at sort of losing trades, okay? And then the last thing is obviously overcoming the mental challenges. I mean, there's a lot of pressure that you're going to have on some of these losing trades. I mean, I made 2 million bucks, close to 2 million bucks this year, and then just had a really bad couple of weeks. But has that stopped me from doing what I do? You know what I mean? Has it killed my sort of approach to the game or my motivation to the point where I don't think I can do it anymore? And that's not the case. That's simply not the case. Why? Because I've accepted it as part of the game. It's just part of the game. Okay? So I'm going to try to help you guys through that sort of mental hurdle. Okay? As much as we can in a half-hour webinar.
Now, Luch.
So Kyle, can you flip over the next one?
Yeah, I'm going to switch to the next one
Yes.
real quick too, because I always get this question. You're up that much this year.
Sure.
What kind of size account is that? Like, what are we looking at in terms of you trade with like 15 million bucks or what?
Sure. Beginning of the year, we started with around, I want to say like 350, 400,000 bucks. So we are working with a decent size account. And yeah, so it's a six-figure account basically. Yes.
Yeah, but that's huge though. I mean, 350 to what you guys have done. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
impressive.
It is huge. And you know what, to me, and again, Kyle, like, you love pumping this stuff up, and to me, I am a trader, so I always want more. I always know I can do better, and I always challenge myself through some hard times and all that kind of stuff. So if I come off thinking like that's not a big deal, I do apologize, Kyle. I mean, it's a big deal. You know what I mean? I mean, making seven figures with that kind of account size
That's
is a
huge.
big freaking deal.
I know, dude. Trust me, I know. All right,
It
cool.
is huge.
All right, you got the next slide.
You good, Kyle?
Yeah, you got the next slide. You want that? You want to go?
All right. All right. So here's the problems we're fixing. So what are we fixing here? Huge losses in flawless trading systems, okay? So let's talk about that for a second. I mean, you guys have been, I'm sure all of you guys here have been through the wire, have been pitched all kinds of different trading systems, whether it's algorithms or whether it's penny stocks or whatever the case it might be, whether it's options trading, covered calls, iron condors, all kinds of different trading systems that sort of preach to you how you can minimize your losses and sort of maximize your gains, right? We've all heard these sort of systems out there, but at the end of the day, what they never take into account is the psychology of trading, and that's one of the reasons why we stress so much about it, and that's one of the reasons why you're going to see at the end of this webinar several of students that have been with me for a considerable period of time, and one of the big reasons why they've been so successful and they've been able to make money comparable to me is because I really stress the psychology behind it. It's not about your trading system. It is about how you handle some of the situations that you are going to experience every single day. And if you don't have the confidence in yourself and your own mind to attack some of these problems that are going to happen every single day, remember, trading is an up and down game, and if you don't have that sort of mental fortitude, That's where the big gap is within some of your trading systems. So that's why a system that preaches no losses or a system that preaches minimal drawdowns, you still are going to experience those things simply because it's going to come down to you. It's going to come down to your attitude towards trading itself. So for example, let's say you take a big $400,000 loss. How many of you guys think you would go into a downward spiral, into sort of a negative downward spiral, because you took that loss? There are so many here. I'm sure every single one of you would raise your hand or say that you've been in that situation before in your trading career. And I've been there too. And I'm still going through it quite often. Okay? It's just part of the game. And this is something that you need to learn how to sort of accept and deal with mentally. All right? Yeah, so when your account takes a big loss, how do you stay mentally stable? I mean, how do you do it? And a lot of that is just the realization that it goes on. The market goes on. There's always opportunities to play with, and there's money to make all the time. So that you accepting it is really where you start to become the trader that you need to be. Once you start accepting the losses as a cost of doing business. Okay. And then we want to talk about identifying trade adjustments, okay, that make you lose money. All right, now this is sort of a real tangible thing that I'm going to show through my platform here. So Kyle, can you hook me up?
Yeah, send it over to you right now.
All right. So guys, what I'm going to show you is this LinkedIn trade that I've been in actually for the past couple of days right now. And number one, actually, before I want to show you that, I want to just give you a quick example of when a couple of the months that we were doing really well, the months of June and July, months where the market is really trading or sort of trending. So, if it's a clear bullish sentiment in the market, it's sort of easy to pick longs. It's sort of easy to pick long trades. We sort of spread out in Bank of America, this Google, Priceline, all these things just kind of kept moving higher. One of the biggest trades that we had was this Amazon, this whole move right here. I caught most of this move. Unfortunately, I got out on this day right here and then missed 2 days of just ridiculousness. So we made about 400,000 on Amazon long, and it was sort of easier when the market is trending. Now, here's what happens. Here's what happens, and here's when you need to adjust. So you take a look at the index, and right here we're just taking a look at the ETF SPY, which tracks the S&P 500. So once a market stops trending, okay, and goes into these consolidation patterns, what happens is that you're used, and I'm using myself an example. I'm used to having follow through the next day. I'm used to knowing that tomorrow is going to be bullish, okay? So if you're used to knowing tomorrow is going to be bullish, you can hold a trade overnight. You can hold a nice swing overnight, and you can continue to get paid because you are in a trending environment. It's nice and easy. It's easy to pull out some gains here. All you got to do is just stick with the trend. Now, when you get into consolidation, what happens? You don't really get that follow through anymore, right? So what do you have? You have these false breakouts here. And this is another thing that we really preach in our class, and we talk about timing and understanding your market environment and then adjusting to your market environment quick enough so you don't get smacked in the face, which is exactly what happened to me. It took me a little bit too long to adjust. I was still throwing out massive size in things, expecting them to still go, and I didn't have the continuation. I didn't have the market to sort of support me going in so heavy into all of these names for further continuation here. Okay, so most charts just kind of stalled out up here. They made all these fake moves higher. They got people to buy into them, and they just ruined them, completely ruined them. So that's kind of what happened. I was still going long in a market that was no longer easily paying out the long trades. Okay, I mean, yeah, they were still paying them out, but they're not easily doing it. The game got a little bit tougher, and it took me too long to adjust. All right, and one of those things, it's very important to understand what kind of market environment you're in. If you don't understand what kind of environment you're in through metrics like using the tape or some of the technical analysis stuff that you guys do out there, if you don't understand and properly adjust for what kind of environment you're in, then you're just putting yourself in harm's way. Remember, you want to take trades where it's going to be easy. You know, things are going to be easy, things are straightforward, and you generally know the sentiment behind the market. Okay, and when I say sentiment, this is a concept that is often misconstrued as well. You know, and that's something that we delve into quite deep in our 12-day course as well. All right, so now what I want to do is show you this LinkedIn trade. Okay, this is a LinkedIn trade. This is going to be an example of a losing trade, or sort of just a fluctuation, so to speak, of what's been going on in the past week, and some things that I could have done better on, and some of the ways that I try to figure that out. Okay, so what happened on this LinkedIn? What happened was, and again, guys, if my methodology seems a little bit too, you know, too much for you right now, remember, you know, this is just sort of a free webinar. We do all the, you know, we give you all the details that you need in our 12-day course. So this stock tried to go to all-time highs. This is LinkedIn. She had earnings, right? Popped on the earnings, and then went to all-time highs. Now, this is when the market turned, okay? This was August 14th. This is when the market all of a sudden turned, right? So August 14th, market turns. We have a major gap down, and everything sorts, you know, everything starts to sell off considerably. Now, me, I've looked at this LinkedIn for a while, and I'm sitting here saying, I'm looking at a sort of a yearly chart. You look at this LinkedIn, and you look at this Netflix, or, you know, you look at this price line, and these things are up crazy, crazy percentages over the past year or so, okay? So obviously, you know, you are going to want to short these things because they are going to come back to earth at some point, all right? So that's sort of the big picture idea here. And the other idea was that, okay, she's going to get everybody long up here, assuming all-time highs, Netflix is going to the moon, everything's going to the moon. All of a sudden, the market just pulls the rug on everybody, and then we just start tanking. So I catch this move down, okay, and I'm up about 250,000 on Friday, okay? So by the close on Friday, guys, I'm up 250,000 unrealized, okay? Now let's take a look at what happened today. And I want to show you this option that I'm in today, okay? So now what happened? Stock opens at 225, all right? Now I want to show you where one of my options opened at. Let's take a look at this option right here. What we're taking a look at here is a weekly put option, okay? And again, we talk about options pricing, weeklies, monthlies, and all that kind of stuff in our class. This is a 230 put option that expires on the 23rd, okay? So I got 5 days left. I went into the weekend holding these put options, okay? Now, look at what happened on the open on Friday. Option opens at $8, all right? Option open at $8. You guys want to know my P&L that morning? My P&L that morning was over $500,000. It was over $500,000 right off the open. And you take a look at what LinkedIn did. It opened. Where did it open? It opened at 223. Okay, so I'm in a put option that is far into the money. I got it at a good price, and boom, I get my $8 here on this option. Did I take it? No. Why? Because there was such light liquidity and wide spreads. And again, these might be advanced concepts for you guys right now. Again, this is why we do recommend the 12-day course for you guys. All right. So what happened was the weekly opened up at $8. I didn't have enough time to get out on this thing, and I had so many contracts. I had so many contracts, and I sort of froze. I sort of froze like a deer in the headlights. And look at this. In about 2 minutes, literally, guys, 2 minutes, my option goes from $8 down to $6. So I closed out this option. Okay, I closed that day up $250,000, not the $500,000 that was up here. Okay, now look at this morning. Look at this morning. Round 2 happened again. This morning, she gaps down, opens at 225. My option opens up 6 and change, okay? I'm up a considerable amount of money, but look, same thing happens. 2 minutes, you either have to hit the bid or sit there and suffer. And look what happened. So you got an $8 option that goes all the way down to $2 here, okay? So what are your options here? Number one, you try to sell immediately. But again, we're talking about hindsight here. So me, I had the idea that, okay, this thing was going down to 220. I have entirely too many contracts. So I think my position size was a little bit big. And then also, I didn't adjust for the way LinkedIn trades. LinkedIn trades very erratically. She gives you that sort of hope and then takes it away from you in a couple of minutes. And she has you dealing with wide spreads. So we're talking about option contracts that have spreads like this. Okay, how big is this spread? This is a 60-cent spread. Okay, so what are you gonna do? You're gonna sell this bid here, and and not try to limit out on the offer and make a little bit more money. So LinkedIn spreads in the morning were about $1. They were about $1, which is nuts, and I still had to hit the bid. Otherwise, there was no way I could have gotten out of it. Okay, and then in the meanwhile, what I'm doing is suffering the consequences. So guys, I was up $250,000 on Friday close. And guess what? I'm only up $50,000 on this trade right now. I still like the trade, but at the end of the day, what are some things that I could have done better? What are some things that I could have done better? To be honest, taking that profit, at least some of it, off the table when I could, when the opportunity presented itself, was obviously a good idea. Okay? And some of the things that you can do, to really go back on these things is to take a look at the tape. And I'm going to show you this thing just real quickly. And again, this is something that we talk about in full detail in our class, all right? So you can pull up an historical here, and this is what I used to do in the prop firm. So anytime I took a losing trade, and I was like, why the hell did I do that? I went back on the time of sales, and I sort of read the tape for that morning. So, for example, if we take a look at this morning, today is what, August 19th? We take a look at this morning. So what I would do is just scroll to the morning and then just look at the tape for the morning session. So I would just sit here and scroll through the whole thing, and I'd say, okay, what did I see? When was it that this whole market turned? Was it one buyer that came in? Was it a lot of buyers that came in? And if it was, how come I was so late to react? And you sort of do this over and over again, and you really start to get better on your entries, your exits, and then even your mental state as well, because it proves to you that it can be done. You know, so I always know in the back of the day that this can be done. I can make $1 million shorting LinkedIn. I know I can. Simply because I see the money all the time. There's just little adjustments that I need to make sure I pull in that money. Okay. But when it comes to psychology, guys, a lot of it has to do with confidence. A lot of it has to do with confidence in what you're looking at, confidence in how you're trading, confidence in the strategies that you're using, and also confidence that you can handle some of the swings involved. And that's really sort of the deal breaker between the traders who make it and the traders who just have maybe a little bit of success and then bury their whole accounts, or the traders that just kind of keep on churning for years and years and years and don't get anywhere. So if that's you, which I'm sure it's probably half of you, if not more, if you're the guy that's just churning his account for years, or the guy that has had some success and blew up his account. If that's you, it's not because of the strategy that you pick. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with how you deal with winners and losers. Guys, I make $2 million, and as you can see, I don't brag about it. I don't talk about it, and you can see sort of the passion from Kyle talking about some of the things that I've done. For me, it's a little bit different because this is what I do. This is what I was born to do. I am a trader, and to be a trader means you're constantly working on your game. You're constantly working on your game. That's what it is to be a real trader. And part of that game is figuring out what to do with those losses. All right, guys, figuring out what to do with those losses. It's not as bad as it is when you're first sort of taking these things. You take a big loss and all of a sudden you feel like the world is collapsed and you can't make that money back, or you don't know how to trade anymore. All those emotions start coming into the mix. Guys, we're traders and we're human too. So you're not going to just be able to throw away the human emotion and the emotional aspect to the game. You're not going to be able to do that. But what you can do is understand what is happening in your mind when you're taking these losses, how they're affecting your trades going forward. Are you taking the next trade gun shy because you just took a loss? All those little dynamics, it's very important that you understand those dynamics, read those dynamics, and start figuring out how to beat those dynamics. All right, guys? Kyle, you want to take over?
Yeah. Hey, Luch, I got a couple of questions. We have just I can't tell you how many
Oh,
questions coming in from Deborah, Matt, Joe, John, Monty, Bob Z, Fred. Everyone, we're going to try to get to everything today. Real quick
awesome.
though, Luch, I see students all the time that have learned your strategy through your courses. They're sitting in the chat
Yes.
room with you during the day. They're trading with you, and something bad happens. And I remember a specific example one time. What do you do with those students? How are you helping them get over this? Because it's going to happen. You're still going to screw up. You just screwed up with the LinkedIn trade. How do
Yes.
you help those students?
That's a great question, Kyle. And to be honest, guys, like the chat rooms that we have, again, they're very honest, and you can hear it just in how I sort of speak, and how I'm speaking right now is exactly how we teach our classes, and exactly how we talk to our subscribers too. We talk to them as equals. We understand that this game is not, it's not an easy game. It's not an easy game. There are emotional struggles that everybody goes through. So, Kyle, to answer your question, some of the things that we do is we talk to them after the close that day. So if they need comfort, they need somebody to talk to about that particular trade. We are right there for them as soon as the market closes. Because again, we understand the whole group sort of trades together. A lot of us are in this sort of the same names. But you know what the real cool thing is, though, Kyle, is that sometimes I'm able to teach these guys sentiment, perception, and really how the market works so well that these guys beat me to trades. That actually is like a pride thing for me. So to give you a perfect example today, I'm stuck in this LinkedIn short losing money. Guess what all my guys are doing? They're making money in Google long. They're making money in Amazon long. They're making money in this Priceline long, simply because that was sort of the game plan from the jump. And whatever you decide to do, whether you decide to stick to that game plan or not, again, that's all up to you. But a lot of my guys are able to even play this game sometimes even better than me.
All right, this question comes from Anna K. Why didn't you have a stop loss on that LinkedIn trade?
Okay, great. Okay, I will tell you right now is that when you have, okay, this might be a little sort of advanced answer, so to speak, but when you have a stop loss for an option, let's say on LinkedIn that is pretty illiquid for the most part, what happens is, and it has a wide spread, what happens is when a stop is triggered, okay, what happens is your options market maker is going to pull back all of their bids, and you're really going to get screwed on your exit price. And this is what happens in the option space that isn't as clean as sort of the equity space. So for example, let's say I was long 1,000 shares of LinkedIn, right? And let's say I had a stop at 230. She's going to hit 230. My stop is going to trigger, and the worst I'm going to get is maybe 229.70, right? On however many shares I have long. But when you're in an option, it's a lot different because it's a lot more illiquid, and there's a lot of things that you can get really screwed on if you use a lot of stops, all right? And again, this is a really sort of an advanced concept, which you won't really get until you actually use it and until you actually trade with size. I mean, if I only had 10 contracts, a stop loss is great. A stop loss is great. It's awesome. But if I'm playing the stock, or if I'm playing the option with $250,000 or $400,000, I am a market mover now. So if I have a stop loss for 500 contracts, and my bid is only 30 contracts, what do you think is going to happen? If your market maker is only bidding you 30 contracts, that's the max that you can take at 315. Let's say your stop was right here, and you got 500 contracts. What do you think is going to happen? The game is not that easy, my friend. It's not that easy. It's a lot more complicated when you're playing options with size. All right, so that's how I'm going to answer that question.
Thanks, Luch. Yeah, and Christopher, Simon, 30 pips a day. I don't know your name. It's got a username. Keep the questions coming. We'll make sure to knock out as many as possible. All right, one more for you, Luch, real quick.
Great.
And Jerry says, is there any specific strategy to deal with a major loss other than accepting that losses are an integral part of trading? And I think this is what you were just talking about.
Okay, rephrase that one for me.
So, is there any specific strategy that can help you avoid losses, or is it more of the trader's psychology?
Okay. This is the age-old question. I mean, this is the million-dollar question. So, would you take a strategy that gives you a defined profit? Okay, let's say it was less riskier, something that you can manage a little bit more. Would you take that strategy when it has defined losses and a lot smaller profits over the potential to make millions and millions of dollars? And that's when it comes down to trading style. So it's everybody's plugging around in books to try to figure out what's the best strategy and what's the best way for me to minimize losses, but they're missing the essential question. What is your goal? What is your goal? What are you doing this for? What are you trading for? And that's really the question that you have to ask, because that is your trading style. That is your trading identity. And we teach you how to find that as well in our courses, simply because that's what's going to give you the confidence in whatever strategy that you choose to keep hustling and keep moving on. So I'm going to answer that question a little bit indirectly here. My goal is to make $10 million in cash, which I know I can do within a short period of time. Okay, that's my goal here. I'm talking about a couple of years or 3 years. That is my goal. Can I do it? Yes. Do I know I can do it? Yes. Have I gotten pretty close? Yes. All of that is yes. All right. Now your goals might be just to make 500 bucks, here and there. Maybe you just want to supplement your 9-to-5 income. Your goal might be completely different. If that's your goal, then you need to take less risk, and you need to have defined stops, and you need to really watch your losers, okay? Whereas me, I go after the big game. I go after the big game. I go after the big reversals in the market. I go after where an option can go from 50 cents to 10 bucks. That's where I live. That's my space. I don't preach that strategy to my students. I teach them how to find what it is that they need and works for their style and what their goals are. So as far as, is there a way to minimize stops or to minimize losses? Obviously, absolutely, absolutely. And you should use those ways if that goes according to your goal, So absolutely, there is ways for me to do it as well. But again, I go after what I go after. I have defined my trading style. You need to go out and define yours. And that's what we help you to find, as opposed to just taking an alert from a guru here, taking or being subscribed to 5 or 6 different packages and being all over the place. We teach you how to find your own sort of identity and style.
Right on, Luch. And everyone's coming in like, where's this course? What's this course? What's this course? So we're going to give a couple more examples, and we're going to keep answering questions. So please stick around for those. We have a ton of questions left, but what I want to get to now real quick is that course that Lucci has. And it's not just a course. He also has tools like a chat room. And they are amazing at personalizing their education courses to help you trade, be it you're just starting off, like Jackie is in here, just starting off. Is your stuff still for novices? And there's other people in here like Jerry and Drew that are asking about the advanced strategy of tape reading. It's all covered, and Lucci and the team, Peter and Musso and all of them, they're not just amazing traders, they're amazing mentors. I'm going to show you a couple of testimonials here, and the great thing about testimonials on Marketfy, they're actually real. When you go to other sites and people put positive testimonials on their website, of course they are. They're never going to put negative stuff. What you see on Marketfy is verified by us because we're the ones that are getting it, just like Amazon does for their products, okay? So you can see this one. Lucci was like my older cousin. I wish I had to teach me how to do this stuff. He had to learn the hard way, and I am too. He started off this was Mac, started off with 200 bucks and told myself, play what's working. And from learning from Lucci and them, he's making 4,400 bucks a week now. And he goes, I guess Charlie, who's the other team member, was right about that big loss changing me. He lost in the market, or he was losing. He couldn't figure out how to win. Matt came in, and I know him too. He turned it around with Lucci and the crew, okay? Because now you don't got to trade alone. You have a team to trade with you, all right? So, and now here's a couple other student testimonials, and I took screenshots live from our site. And Randy Lively says, this is an excellent value for your money. Sang and his gang are very knowledgeable in their craft and are more willing to see you succeed. Bob, the best chat experience I've come across involving day trading. Moderators answer every question, no matter how novice the question is. Rob already knows. Sangucci's here to help you. He continues, great ideas flow brilliantly amongst the active participants while providing the opportunity for novices to observe and learn. So even if you're a novice, you can sit there and learn, right, from these guys that are making money at it. If you're just starting out, as you just took his course, or if you're more experienced, come get the trade ideas. Come see what they're trading. Their signals. You can make money off of that. The bottom one from Terry, all in all, I took a little over 92 grand in profit in a matter of a little under a day. This trade has made my dream of being a self-employed day trader 100% real for the first time. Lucci, Terry made 92K in a day, right?
He kicked my ass that week, man.
90. Hey, and you mentioned that sometimes they make more money than you.
Absolutely. And he was in. By the way, we've been stalking this app along for such a long time. I moved over to LinkedIn, Priceline, and all this kind of other stuff, and I ended up missing the trade. But the beauty of it is, most of my guys ended up catching it and really having breakout months, breakout careers on a lot of these moves. That we focus on for 4 weeks on end. So this guy. He had about, I don't know, I think it was about 30,000-40,000, and turned it into about $150 in a week. So yeah, there's
And Lucci,
a lot of stories like that too.
And since you came on Marketfy over the past, I think December's a year now, you've had over 400 students on our platform, and I've seen this story time and time and time again. So that's what we're going to do for you here. This is the Marketfy Education Week, okay? So we ended up asking Lucci to give us his packages and let us create some deals for you guys, okay? And I've made something a little bit for everybody, okay? So whether you're just a starter, okay, just a beginner, and you're just getting your toes wet, the Lucci starter course is $150. We're going to give you the 60-page ebook, which is the course guide, which is $100. You get all the 24/7 support, and you'll get 3 months of chat room access. So you're trading on with them during the days. You have the starter course, which is all on demand. Okay, and the starter course, I'll go over that in a second, goes over a lot of the beginnings, a lot of, what is a put and a call, a lot of the beginnings of the strategy, how to get set up, how to get your brokerage set up, okay? It goes over what you as a novice need to know, okay? That would regularly be $400 for today. I think 24 hours is what my marketing team gave us. It's $75 with the code SILVER, okay? So if you're just starting off, if you're looking to start making a lot of money trading with Sangucci and his team, like we've seen hundreds of students do on Marketfy, and they've trained thousands of students even before they got to Marketfy. Okay, we're going to give you that starter course, that 60-page ebook. You get the 24/7 support. You get the 3 months of chat room access. All right, but you also get, and this is the big one, the 12-day live course, which starts on Monday. They do it once a month. The 12-day live course. This goes over everything, and you become a lifetime student with the Sangucci crew. Now, you've already seen a couple testimonials, and I got one really cool story about someone that's been trading with Sangucci since 2010 that has made over $450,000, and he started off as a novice student in 2010. Do that math. 450K as starting out 2010. 3.5 years later, he made 450K. Now I ask yourself.
He started with a 10 grand account too, Kyle.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, man.
Musped started off with a 10 grand account.
10 grand account, man.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
And he paid, and then you also get with the gold package, you get 2 hours of personal one-on-one coaching with the team. Okay, so this is the stuff where you say, "Hey, Luch, I'm struggling with the strategy. I need to sit down. You and I need to go over this for an hour or whatever." They sit down and they walk you through it, and they hold your hand, and they're there for you. Stuff that Lucci didn't have, you get. All right, stuff when Lucci was losing a ton of money and didn't know where to turn, you have somewhere to turn right now. Okay. That's usually $3,100. Go ask Muspad, who made that 450K. Ask him if he would pay that's $3,100 right now. All right, to turn a $10,000 account into 450K in 3.5 years. This is only $1,399 a day. Now, I was on the phone with San Lucci last night, the team, and they said he almost hung up on me. He said I can't do that, but because they know our vision of trying to help traders, trying to help people like you that are sitting at the screen, trying to make money, or maybe you are making money, but you need more. This is the investment you need to make, okay? I spent $35,000 on my college education to get a piece of paper. Not a lot of actions from that. I got a lot of textbooks that I sold for 20% of what I bought them for, but $13.99 for this Lucci course, I promise you, is worth it. It is my job at Marketfy to find education that truly helps. If you're day trading options, if you need discipline, if you need strategy, if you need those signals in the chat room, you need Lucci. Okay, $13.99 with the code GOLD. I'm going to drop links. Inside the chat room too. So I'm going to be coming up with those in just a second. All right. But the last package is the platinum package. Now this one's more expensive. Okay. This one is for the guys out there that know they need a lot of the personal coaching. Okay. So instead of getting 3 months of the chat room and 2 hours of the personal coaching, you get 12 months. You get a full year to the chat room, and you get 10 hours of personal coaching. Okay. So this package is really, really centric on the personal coaching. And we got that discounted to $3,999, just under $4,000 for you today, okay, with the code PLATINUM. I'm having my colleague here, Nathan, drop you the links inside the chat, all right? Look, folks, here's the deal. This sale only lasts 24 hours because this is, Lucci and the team, they still got to make money with their education, and I'm really cutting into that. But I promise you something, all right? And this is me being the president of Marketfy. We bring on products that help people. I have talked to hundreds of their students. Every student that comes on for their big course, I personally speak to see how it's going, okay? And this is the Marketfy guarantee. We're here to help, all right? So forget about Lucci for a second. Marketfy is here to help. We bring on education that works for you, okay? We're the ones, I'm vetting hundreds and hundreds of these products on the web to make sure it's right for you, okay? So if you buy today, what you get all the support for them for trading, but if you ever need anything, we're here to help as well, okay? So you have that security and that trust with a brand name. We fully certify and verify all the products on here. Everything you see, turn the mics up, everything you see is real. And I'm the one making sure that it's real for you, okay? There's complete transparency. And the great thing about Marketfy is we are partnered with all the big brokerages, okay? We auto trade at Thinkorswim. We work with Trade Monster and Lightspeed and everybody. So we have to be legit, okay? We can't risk anybody coming on here and being a scumbag. Since this is, and we wanted to do something fun for you today too. Anyone that buys today, we're also going to give you a fun gift. It's a $50 gift card for an online wine store. So I'm sure every trader out there can relate that after a big loss, you need a glass of booze. So we thought that'd be a little fun gift for everybody today. And there's also by the end of the week, what's that, Luke?
Rum, Kyle, rum.
Rum, yeah. We'll make sure to go back and make sure the gift cards for everything. No, but we also were going to say by the end of the week too, you guys can buy today, and we want you to check the stuff out. So there's a money back guarantee by the end of the educational week this week too. Okay, so that's all guaranteed through us. All right, Luch. We were just talking about Muspad. All right, and this is his username. I want you to walk me through what it's been like teaching someone like this and coming 3.5 years later. Everyone always talks about when you come on as a student and go through the course. But what about this guy? What happened with this guy?
You know what? You know what, guys? Actually, I'll give him a shot. I don't even know if he's on here, but he'll totally thank me for it and make fun of me tomorrow in the chat room if I do it. You guys know what this MUSPED stands for? It stands for must practice every day. So PED is practice every day. So there are certain people that really take to coaching and sort of accepted the path that they've chosen. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of people out there want to trade full-time for a living, or they want to quit their day job and become day traders. But again, it's about accepting the choice that you make. And this guy accepted it in all facets of the game. So I sat there on Skype, and this was before we actually introduced a proper class. I did an hour sort of Skype session with him for about, I don't know, 6 to 12 different classes. And I taught him how to read the tape. And what must practice every day did was practice every day. He looked at tape every single day. He looked back in historical tape. He looked back on all my trades. Any trade that I made, he went back and looked at the tape on every single one of those things. So he went and put in the work that sort of I did to come up as well. And when you do that for yourself, you start to learn things that even your mentor wasn't there to teach you, because you come into your own. You start to understand what your style is, what works for you, and what doesn't work for you. Oftentimes, he's on the complete other side of trade as me. He's completely going against me. One of us will win, one of us will lose. It just is what it is. But he accepts the game as it is. So he started with a small chunk of money, slowly grew it, and then what happened was, you guys remember the fiscal cliff stuff? So when the fiscal cliff started to happen, and the scare and the panic started to come in, this guy was short monthly puts, and that was his claim to fame. That's where he made most of his money. So where he made most of his money was during all the panic selling from the fiscal cliff and all the situation out of Europe and all that kind of stuff. So he likes to swing things, for a little bit longer than I do. He decided that, you know what, Lucci's going to day trade, he's going to scalp trade, he can do whatever the hell he wants to do. I'm going to go do my own thing. And he, likes to look at sort of the big picture and go for a couple of weeks out. And again, he came into his own. I helped what was already there. He already had what it took. I just gave him a nudge in the right direction. And actually, coincidentally, I went out to Chicago to meet him. We're really good friends. Talk to each other all the time. He's a good dude.
And that's the point, Luch. I mean, everybody that comes through your courses, they become part of the Lucci family, and they're trading with you guys all the time, and they're getting help, and they're learning from the guys that are making money doing it. Okay. Hey, we got a bunch of questions on the actual packages themselves. I'm going to try to get through a couple of these right now. The silver package is a 75. All of the links have been dropped for you inside of the chat, so take a look there. You're going to sign up for the product, and then we will contact you shortly to set you up with all of the access to the chat room, get you the 60-page e-course book, get you access to whatever course you're supposed to have, and then we'll also set up, we will set up, if you buy the gold or the platinum, we will also set up the first hour of personal coaching with you guys as well, okay? So if you have any questions on that, please just let us know. Put us into the chat, okay? I got, Kumarsi, thank you. She goes, everything. I agree. Marketfy is dope. We appreciate it. And he also said, I don't know if you saw on the Muspad there, Luch, the Dos Equis man is following Muspad. They thought that was pretty funny. What does it cost to continue after the trial ends? After the trial, and this comes from M Compute, if the trial for the chat room, you'll be asked to sign up, and it's $49 for the chat room a month after the free access ends. Okay. Let me see what else we got here. Okay. Yeah, Fred, we can help you out, Fred. So go ahead and email support@Marketfy for that issue. We'll make sure to help that out. Are the renewal fees, Edwin? The renewal fees would only come from the chat room if you continue after your free access. So you got 3 months for the silver and gold package, Edwin. You get 12 months for the platinum package if you choose to continue. But no matter what, if you buy the gold or platinum, you can always talk to the Lucci crew and they'll help you out with your trading. With the gold and platinum, you're a lifetime subscriber with them. I mean, you're a lifetime student, and they take care of their students no matter what. Okay. So yeah, that answers that question. And just so you guys know, I know a lot of you are sitting there right now and you're thinking, that's kind of a lot of money. You get what you pay for. And I've learned this from putting a lot of product on Marketfy. We have over 55 products on Marketfy now, and you get what you pay for. Now, not necessarily a bad thing, but if you pay the $75, you're going to get a starter course, okay? That's not going to take you to the end. That's not going to take you to the proverbial finish line, which there really is no finish line in trading, but it's not going to get you to where you need to be, all right? The gold package and the platinum package, depending on how much help you need, that's going to make you a successful trader. This is an investment. $13.99 is not your cost. That's an investment. Okay? I mean, look what these guys do, right? Look at this guy. Could you imagine 3 years from now taking a $10,000 account and turning it into $450, right? Could you imagine, right? I know we're all sitting here and we all want that. I want that as a trader. Sitting with Lucci and trading with Lucci and learning from their team. a team that cares, a team that goes way above and beyond. And words and slides and testimonials can't do justice for how much they do for their students, okay? And that's why they have such a faithful following. Go check out their Twitter. These guys love them. Why? Because they'll do whatever it takes to help you guys make money in the markets, okay? So $13.99, are you kidding me? That's an investment. If you ask Musped right now, must practice every day, you go ask him, you know, and he paid more than this because he wasn't anything special, but ask him if he paid $5,000 for what he learned, all right? If he knew, right, like I'm telling you right now that it was worth it, could you imagine? Of course he would. Of course he would, right? And then, I mean, go on to the Lucci site there on Marketfy. Go check out their products, and you can check out their testimonials. There's dozens of them, right? Excellent value for the money. You know, turning a ridiculous profit from one of their students. Profits that they beat Lucci on day in and day out in the chat room, okay? If you are serious about trading and you're sitting there and you need help, that's what Marketfy is doing. We're bringing together people that can help you. Now, Lucci is about discipline. They trade options. They tape read, so it's more day trading and swing trading. Okay, if you're looking for value investing, we got a webinar coming up for you. But this isn't for you. This is for people that are looking to become full-time traders, to get rid of their day job. Okay, now you can take some of the strategies and apply them in a lot of different ways. But this is about serious traders, and this is about people that are starting off or a couple of years in or a few years in, or shoot, maybe you're 5, 6 years in and you're still having trouble turn a profit. You need help, and you need these courses because they can help you. They can actually help you make money. Okay, we're ringing off the hook here. Let me get through a couple more questions. Luch, how you doing over there, dude?
Sorry, I lost you for a second. I am doing good, man. I'm doing good.
All right, can you take me through? I got a bunch of questions asking what the 12-day course is. From Annette, Madi, Eric, Edwin. I'm on the 12-day course right now. Can you tell me what the 12-day course is?
Sure, absolutely. So basically, guys, we start from the basics, but again, we assume that a lot of you guys come from some kind of a background, or you've read a beginner's book, and you generally know what a candlestick is, and you know what a chart looks like, and you generally know the basics of the game. Again, we go through the basics just to make sure we build the right foundation for you to have an understanding of how the market really works, okay? The whole premise for the class, guys, cut through all the nonsense, is that we want you guys to have a solid understanding of how the market works and the players involved. So we're talking about nitty-gritty, dark pools, price manipulation, techniques to sort of hold stocks within a certain level. This is how the smart money plays, okay? We try to teach you how the smart money plays and how the bigger players attack the game. So we go at the sort of teaching how the market works from the structural perspective. Most people come from a background where they read a book and they think they can build a strategy from, you know, just let me buy here and let me go ahead and sell here. But they don't really understand what moves stocks, what actually moves stocks. I mean, if I were to tell you, like, okay, Priceline goes from $500 to $1,000, you know, you have analysts out there that are swaying one way or the other. One of them is saying, you know, this stock is worth $1,200. The other one is saying, you know, there's no revenue, this and that. Tesla, you know, there's all these kind of things that are happening around you that you can't sort of explain, and we are here to sort of build that understanding for you, because any trader who understands how the market really works and has the confidence in sort of his own psychology and to build his own style, that's the guy that's going to make it. It's not the guy that's you know, that is going to hop on and pay for an alert service or this or that, and thinks he's going to get handheld through the whole experience and continue making money. So what it has in detail, trading basics, and then when we talk about options, we go in it from a sort of a layman's approach. We don't use things like thetas and gammas and alphas and all that kind of stuff. We break it down to a common sense approach where you can look immediately at an option chain and say, okay, that's a good buy. This option is cheap. That option is expensive, and you'll be able to do it very quickly. And then obviously we go to tape reading, which is the really advanced portion of the class. That's where you really get the meat and bones of how the market works. Bid and ask, the concept of bid and ask, market manipulation, how market makers play games, all that kind of stuff, and then we close it all out with a nice methodology discussion, and then psychology, and then we close everything out with psychology. So again, like the goal for the course is to give you the confidence that you need to become an independent trader, somebody who knows and believes in themselves that they can go out on their own and make money by themselves.
Great stuff, Luch. All right, and I'm showing you guys the actual course right now. It's the 12-day course. The advanced course is live. Okay, I just had somebody come in, Sarar, said, can I sign up today but take the course in a couple months? Absolutely. You can take the course as many times as you want. Lucci puts on the course one time each month. You could and they adapt it as their strategy and things adapt too. So there's new stuff in there. You can take the course as many times as you want. So if you sign up today, you could, like I said, as much as you want all the way down the line. And that starter course, the $75 one, is just a much slimmer version of it. I mean, much, much, much slimmer version of this, okay? So you can kind of think of it that way. The chat room is really, really cool, guys. The chat room is where you sit all day, okay? Now you can sign up to this chat room right here on the site. This is the public one. Anybody can get into that one. If you're a student of the gold or platinum package, if you're a student of those packages, you get into the private chat room. And this is where you're going to find Mustpad, and you're going to find Nate, and you're going to find the rest of the guys, Pete, that are actually making money like we talked about, okay? And shoot, you can go ask them, hey, they were talking about you in that webinar, you made 450K, is that true? I want you to go do that in the chat room with them, okay? Because you'll actually hear from their students about the guys that had turned a $1,400, and don't tell them how much you paid because you're getting a much better rate. But whatever, they spent $2,000 on the course and they've made great money after learning from them, okay? So this is the chat room. Again, everything you get taught in the 12-day course, the advanced course, the tape reading and the discipline, it's all in there, okay? So this isn't just come take my webinar at night and then good luck trading. This is come take my webinar, be part of the team. We'll trade with you from open to close. If you're screwing up, we're going to sit down with you and we're going to help you, okay? We're going to do one-on-one coaching, and we're going to spend the time to set up your I've seen Lucci sit down with novices and set up a guy that's making $1 million trading, sits down and sets up your brokerage account with you. How amazing is that? Lucci traded from my office here in Detroit, 8 months ago. And I got to sit down and he set me up. He set me up on my computer and said, put this window here, put your chat room here. Like you want to read the tape fast. So when you're doing this, you want to concentrate solely on here. He goes, get your headphones in. You need to be concentrated. I mean, that's what they do for everybody, okay? All right, keep it coming. I got a ton of questions to get through here. So if I got to you, just hold tight. Again, yeah, I'll pull up the packages again for you real quick. All right, cool. Here you go. Jacob, here you go. All the coupon codes are back on the screen. So you can see it's gold. The links that we dropped should automatically apply the coupon for you, but if it doesn't, just type in gold, platinum, or silver, depending on which package you have. If you need to, everybody can write this down. Call 877-440-9464. Again, part of the great thing about products on Marketfy, they leverage all of our investment specialists that can help you out. So you can always call and talk to somebody. Shoot, when we get off this webinar, give me a call and I'll talk to you about the course. I'll answer any questions you have if we don't get to them. All right, we got a bunch of people asking for an example chat room. Yeah, I'll show you real quick. Let me get logged into mine real quick. So right now I'm going to Marketfy.com. And you're going to see all the products here, and I can select I just want chat rooms. And I'm a subscriber to the Lucci chat room. So when his pops up, I'll be able to just pop right in there. Just let it load real quick. You can see all the products we have here on the site. All right, let me find this chat room real quick. Okay. Eric, this is for you. I'm pulling up the chat room for you real quick. Once you are subscribed, we got a bunch of people coming in right now. My phone's buzzing with all the sales. Once you come in, my customer care team will email you the access to the different products that you bought in your package. So just hold tight. Within 5 minutes, you should receive an email, okay? Eric, this is what the chat room looks like. This is where we sit all day and we trade. Actually, my developer team is, the cool thing is we built all this technology. The chat room, the version 2 is going to be out next Tuesday, and that's adding private messaging. You can go back and see any archived conversation. You can talk to anybody in here. There's a lot of new and cool upgrades that are coming through. So hold on tight for there as well. Obviously, there's only 9 online right now because it's 5:41 on Eastern time, so the market's been closed for a while. All right, what else we got here? Done and done. Booked for the gold course. Roger, welcome, buddy. Thanks, man. Really, really excited to have you on. You're about to meet some of the best educators for options on the web. What are the chat room's hours? The chat room hours are they're market hours, 9:30 in the morning to 4 o'clock Eastern time. Does the silver package include the public or private chat? The silver package includes, I'll pull it up real quick. That includes the public chat. Okay, so the silver only includes the public chat. If you want the private chat, you want to be sitting with the boys, you got to go into the gold and the platinum, okay? Now you're going to have, Pete or one of the moderators from the team inside the silver, but if you want to get with the students, the real students, you got to get the gold or platinum package. And that was from, I don't know the name, it's just AMSLP is the username. All right, does the silver in package, same question. Is it a 30-day money back guarantee? Anything you buy is a subscription. Now, who's this from? Sunny C. Anything you buy for a subscription will give you a 30-day money back guarantee from the time you first purchase it. All the courses, though, are not. But if you let Marketfy or myself, Kyle, know by the end of the week, I'll take care of you. My goal here is not to get your money. It's to find something that can help you trade, Sonny. So if you need your money back for whatever reason, you just call in, let us know by the end of the education week this week, and we'll take care of you. I want to get something that's going to help you make money, okay? All right, does it teach you how to sell puts and covered call for income? Lucci, you want to take that one? Does it teach you how to sell puts and covered calls for
Yes,
income?
absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Again, we examine all different kinds of option strategies, but more so, again, we teach you why these things work in certain environments, why they might not work in other environments. So to answer that question, yes, absolutely.
Cool. All right. Mike B, website link. I'm going to have Mike B. I'm going to have the link dropped to you in just 2 seconds. I'm talking. My colleague Nathan's feverishly writing away in all the chats. We have a little over 300 of them, folks. So please just hold tight. Will chat room have live trading screen sharing? Eric. Eric, no. The live, you don't get to actually see the live trading screen. But what Lucci will do in the courses, especially the live courses, obviously, is you'll be able to see what he did throughout the day. A little bit ago, Lucci was showing you how after he made that LinkedIn trade, he went back and he read the tape. And he's going to teach you how to do that so you can go back through your platform and actually read, what the heck's going on, okay? And that's how you learn from it. Now, Lucci, I had a ton of people ask about this, and I want you to clarify it. You on that LinkedIn trade that, you lost 400, you didn't actually lose 400.
Sure.
You still closed it out as a win, correct?
Yeah, okay, so there's two different trades here. So LinkedIn is the one where I was up $250,000 unrealized, and today I am down 200,000 unrealized. So I'm still up on the trade here, and then I'm rolling it into tomorrow to see what happens. So in essence, I'm still up on the trade, but again, I have a lot of contracts, and anything can happen tomorrow.
Cool, right on. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Let's see what else we got. Can I expect to make money with the silver package? You're gonna, who's this from? All right, Lee, you're gonna make money. I mean, the silver package is gonna teach you the basics, okay? If I'm playing basketball, it's gonna teach me how to dribble, all right? It's gonna teach me how to shoot a basketball, but that doesn't teach me what I need to do to consistently win games, okay? That's the silver package. If you wanna know how to consistently win games, strategies and plays to run and what to look at and how to actually make it, work with the rest of your team and on the basketball court, you need the gold or platinum package. If you want to learn how to trade options with a strategy and stay disciplined and do it with a team that's done it, right? You need the gold or platinum package. People always tell me, well, I'm already trading and kind of making money. I'm fine. Do you think Michael Jordan, when he was in his career after he won 2 or 3 or 4 NBA championships, told his coach, yeah, I don't really need you anymore. I got this. No, right? No. You need a team that is going to support you and a team that can continue teaching you, because Lucci will be the first one to tell you, right? His students make more money than him sometimes. And not even sometimes, almost every day. One of them always makes more money than he does. You need to continually learn, okay? So even if you're making money, you need to continue making money. And again, I mean, you look at the guys that they've invested this money with them, and they've turned it into a lot more. They've turned it into what they wanted to do. If your dream is to become a professional day trader, a full-time trader, and get rid of your day job, whatever it is, whether it's picking up crap or it's sitting on the subway line, it doesn't matter. You can change your life, but you got to make that choice. This is an investment into your future, not a cost. Okay, it's my job, and you can. I will give you my cell phone number. Write this down. I'll give you my cell phone number if you take this and you don't get something out of it. My cell phone number is 586-480-6419. If you take this course and it's a pile of garbage, you can call me personally and I will take care of you. Because I promise you it's not. I've talked to hundreds of students on his, hundreds out of hundreds. I'm not talking about, I've talked to 100 people out of 10,000 he's taught. I've talked to probably 200 or 300 out of the 400 he's had on Marketfy, right? Every single one of them rants and raves. They say, I can't believe how much I got out of this course. I can't believe I couldn't find something like this over the past 2 years, okay? All right. We got a bunch more questions, everyone. Can you repeat that number? Edwin, if you need I'm going to have to drop the link to you. Nathan, go ahead and drop him the link. Give him the office and my cell. Office is 877-440-9464. My cell is 586-480-6419. All right? You call me, you need anything, Edwin. Edwin K. Anyway, Lucci, we got to wrap this up, dude. I can't believe you let me go so far over.
My fault. That's my fault. You're going to put that on me?
All right, everyone. Hey, you're gonna get a recording of the webinar tonight, and we'll also send it to you tomorrow. Remember, we got another course tomorrow at 4:30. Look, guys, if you're looking to trade options and you're looking to become a professional trader, take this course. All right, I promise you, this is what you've been looking for day trading options. Lucci, you want to get a sign off in here, dude?
Yeah, man. Thanks everybody for joining. This is probably one of the biggest webinars that we've had. Thanks to Benzinga and Kyle and everybody. And we look forward to seeing you guys in the class and in the chat rooms.
All right, brother. Luch, I really appreciate the time, man. You know I love you. I love the team over there. I'm really glad. I saw my phone going off a bunch, so I know we got a bunch of new people into your course, and I'm looking forward to talking to you guys after you've taken their course over the next couple of weeks, and you can tell me how much it helped you. Luch, brother, as always, I appreciate it, man, and we'll talk to you later.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon.